Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody is well. Obviously, it has been an interesting time that we've been dealing with. So we're going to be getting into the topic here shortly. What's coming up in the next week and what I feel like is going on. We got some other things. Obviously, we're going to be discussing as well. But before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that we are, if we have any issues, any technical issues at all, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So I just wanted to put that out there ahead of time. Um, you know, that's it could happen if I say the wrong thing. They're going to tweak us off. That's what they like to do. So we're going to hopefully have a good stream and it's going to go through with no issues, but obviously time will tell. So just be patient again, and I will get right back on if we have any issues. Okay. Secondly, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. Hello, young lady. I know. I should. Well, I know. Very family friendly oriented channel. So I'm going to ask everybody, please, no racism, no nastiness. I've been sitting here for a while and she hasn't come over. As soon as I start doing my stream, she's got to come over here and stick her face in the camera. Just be decent to each other in the chat, and then so if you can't behave yourself and follow those easy, simple rules, uh, those awesome people that you see. Okay, you got to go down. Hold on. Those awesome people you see lit up in will boot you out of here. So we're not going to tolerate it. Okay. So just don't do it. All right. Anyway, so lots to discuss, lots and lots and lots to discuss. So a lot of craziness. I want to discuss several different things. I don't know if anybody have seen. Somebody sent it to me. The president put out a statement, sat down and did a chat and stuff like that. Okay, there is talk, and we're gonna go kind of steps with different things here. Okay, there is talk that between the 16th and the 20th, that all these supposed protests. This is a reliable FBI source, right? That in all 50 states there was going to be, armed protest in all the capitals of all the different. I'm going to call BS to that. Complete and total going to happen. Don't believe it for a second. I think again, it's distraction. It's a big game, and I don't see that happening at all. At all. So after, especially guys, especially after what happened down in D.C., it's a big BS thing. It's just this. It's what it is. We're scaring people. That's all we're doing. All we're doing. It's all about scaring people. And I have a huge issue with that. How are you bringing the country together, okay, when you continuously do the same things over and over and over again? All right, so it's unbelievable. So the other thing I obviously want to touch on is the House doing the second impeachment. I talked about it earlier, and somebody had made in the comments, and they made the comment over and over and over again to a tremendous amount of people in my comments, which is fine, and I left those there. I did not remove them, saying that no, it was cheaper to impeach him because then he doesn't get all the benefits of a U.S. president gets with everything. Here's the thing: he's still going to have protection. Even, I mean, oh God, they've impeached him again. How horrible! He's out. And he's out in a week. It's a complete. There are bigger fish to fry than to go after the president once again when his term is almost completely up. That's my opinion. We got a lot of other issues in this country going on, and okay, so we're going to impeach him and get rid of him because he's with inciting violence and stuff like that. All right, so let's say that that's the case, and that's why they're legitimately doing it. Let's say that that is the case. How come Maxine Waters is not gone? How come Maxine Waters still has her position after the fanning the flames of hate that she has done this year, or other politicians that have fanned the flames of hate with all that's gone on this last year? How come they're still in office? Did they not fan the flames of hate? Did they not allow things to continue? Refuse help from the government to get things back under control? Being anti-police, And we want to defund the police. Well, you know what? All those places that are so anti-police, crime's gone up all over the place in those places. Crime has gone up exponentially, to be honest with you. This is, it's there's an old saying, and I hope you guys know what this is when I say this. You ever hear of cutting off your nose to spite your face? It's doing something, even though it's going to hurt you, the individual, but you're going to do it anyway. Makes absolutely no sense. Makes no sense, but people do it all the time. They do it all the time. I've done it myself. I've done it myself on jobs. I have acted a certain way on jobs, knowing that because if I continued to act a certain way, that they were going to get rid of me. To know about Pesherman, it's good and can't. Oh, he can't run it, so he can't run again. Yeah, I know that they were doing that so that he couldn't run again. I'm gonna tell you what. I don't think he had any intention of running again. He may have said that he was going to run again. I don't believe that he had any intention of running again. I mean, that's just my opinion. Because number one, I'm going to tell you. Here's my guess. I'm gonna love to make predictions, right? And so far I've been pretty accurate in my predictions. I'm going to tell you what the president's going to end up doing. He's going to end up opening up his own news network. I'm telling you right now. He's already been on television, right? He likes putting his face out there. He likes his opinion being put out there. He wants to. He's not going to go away quietly into the sunset. It's not going to happen. Okay. Now, his term is ending. He will be out of the presidency. Biden is going to be in. I mean, that's okay. But he is who he is, and he likes that spotlight, and he likes that limelight. He's going to start his own radio or television channel. You watch and see, okay? And he's going to hammer, and he's going to get truths, and he's going to get all kinds of information, and he's going to show these people that are the snakes that they are on both sides of the aisle. On both sides of the aisle, he's going to. And this is my opinion again, just strictly my opinion, and I think he will. His mission from this point forward will be to expose these people. I think a lot of people forget something. So the person that was saying, well, he's not going to get all these benefits and stuff like that with being an ex-president. Well, he will always have protection as an ex-president because people are going to want to try to kill him or take him hostage because he is an ex-president. I mean, that's a fact. Okay. So the Secret Service will be protecting him and his family for his duration. Just like Jimmy Carter, who is 90-something years old now, okay, he still has Secret Service protection. I don't know if people know that or not. Once you're the president, for the rest of your life, you have Secret Service protection. When Ronald Reagan was sitting in a nursing home, doing his business in a diaper and having no idea who he was or what was going on, because as we all know, he had Alzheimer's at the end, right? There was Secret Service there. Guaranteed it. Guaranteed they were there. Their job was to protect him and make sure somebody didn't come in and hurt him. That's what they do. That's, and it might not be a glorious, wonderful job, but that is what they do. Okay. So anyway, real quickly, we're already up to 1,300 people in the chat. I'm going to ask for a thumbs up. We only got 376 on the thumbs up so far. So if you have not shot a thumbs up, I would ask you to do so, please, to show support for the channel. And also, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, it's better for the channel. So thank you for that reason as well. And then, of course, the third reason is I really do like to see a lot of thumbs up. So that's being honest. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon and get all notifications as well. Okay. So let's go really quickly. Topic of the chat. What's going to happen in the next week? And I'm going to give you another prediction of what's going to happen in the next week. Nothing. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to be nothing's going to happen. All these people are going to come out here with all kinds of sensationalist things that, they're doing this and they're doing that and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. You know what? That type of hysteria, in my opinion, does absolutely no good. It does absolutely no good. I'm just hold on. I want to read that comment. Somebody said something. I just say to stroke your ego. Yeah, there you go. But again, nothing's going to happen this week. It's going to be a smooth week. Biden is going to get into office, and then all these people that have been like, well, the president's going to do this and the president's going to do this. What happens then? Okay. I just think that, and again, I'm just giving you my opinion. All right. It's over. It's happened. Okay. You know, it's, do I think he got screwed? I absolutely do. And I've said that before. Hey, Robert Howell, deception. Oh, hold on a second. Deception Pass Bridge here in Washington State. Every week, 2 or 3 people are jumping. It's so bad that the cover boat checks for fishing licenses. Wow. You know, and see, there's the other part of what's going on, guys. Okay, so let's talk about that. That's a great comment, and thank you for sharing that information, and thank you so much for the donation. Let's talk about that for a second. With everything going on and all this lots and lots and lots of false information out there. Okay. I'm never going to come on here. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to come on here and say, oh my God, I got this, secret information and this is what's going to happen in the next week or two. I'm not doing it. Now, do I get information? Of course I do. Do I share that with you sometimes? Absolutely, I do. But I always put that disclaimer in the beginning. I don't know if this is true or not true. I'm just going to share it and pass it on. If I stand behind something, I'm going to stand behind something. I'm going to share that with you. Okay. Other than that, I'm never going to get behind something that I don't know 100% is a fact. I'm not going to do it because it does no good. Okay. We have a lot of people that are absolutely completely are stressed out over this whole situation. Okay. You have half the country is jubilant and joyous because Trump is going to be gone, right? You have the other half of the country that is upset, they're angry, and I love this too. And I had this comment today in my thing. Okay. 4 years ago, when Trump beat Hillary, I had made the statement, get over it, Hillary lost. I had somebody come in today and say that same statement to me, get over it, he lost, just like you told us 4 years ago. Okay. But you never did get over it for 4 years. They never stopped for 4 years. It was a witch hunt and it was an attack on his character, on his person. They wasted all that money for 2 years. And I want to be really clear on this. So the House did this grandstand, grandioso thing for 2 years, the first time, right? 2 years. All these witnesses, supposedly, this secret source that nobody was able to know who it was, to impeach him, knowing the entire time. Now, I want you to let's remember this, knowing the entire time that as soon as it went to the Senate, it was going to be thrown out and it was going to be dismissed. And that's exactly what happened. Am I not correct on that? Am I making this up? Okay. It was a game. It was a political nonsense. It was ridiculous. All right. All politicians, in my opinion, I'm going to give my opinion. All politicians, now I shouldn't say all. Let me not say all. Most, I'll do it that way. Most of the politicians out there are crooked. They're dirty. They're taking money. And let me explain. It's real. You can go into, let's say I go into Congress or I'm going to go into Senate and I have the best intentions in the world and I'm going to change the world. Okay. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to make things right and stuff like that. Now you get into that cesspool, which is Washington, D.C. All right. What happens then? You have to deal with all those political games. These people have been established. They've been around for 30, 40, 20 years in cases. They know how the game's played. They come to you and they go, hey, listen, Ed, I know you're a new congressman. We go along to get along. You got to play ball. Okay. You have to play ball. If you do, this is what kind of money you're looking at. And for a lot of people, they've never seen that kind of money before. Okay. Power corrupts and it makes it happen. It happens all the time. Okay. So we have somebody, I told you guys that somebody was coming home for a couple of days.
I can try and get around Pandora here.
Right.
And I have a cat sighting. You can hardly sight her.
Yeah, she's pretty black. But so obviously Heather is home. So she's probably going to join me tonight and also probably Friday, kind of pop in and say hello on the stream. Yeah. Okay.
I think I can make that happen for you guys.
So anyway, so she does so explain, you start your second semester of school when?
Not next Monday, but the Monday after, the 25th, 24th, I don't know.
24th, 25th?
Yeah, but it's that Monday.
Okay. So yeah, so she will be starting the second half of her second year. So, but she's doing great, and I'm very proud of her. She works very, very hard, very, very hard. So
I'm excited because I picked up more shifts at my job for the semester, so
yeah.
have
So
that coming in.
helps having money.
Mm-hmm.
It does. But she's doing well. Grades are still there, which is also very, very important. Oh, look at it. See, they love your eyeglasses.
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you.
So, all right. So we're going to do real quick, guys. Okay. We're going to get a college student's view. I'm going to ask Heather a question. We're going to get a college student's view and assessment on this situation. So I'm going to ask you, because we're obviously talking about this second impeachment with Trump having a week to go. And I just want you to put it out here ahead of time. This has not been coached. I haven't talked to her about this ahead of time. So didn't have time to think or process this. I want your opinion, what you think as a college student who happens to have a tendency to lean very left. Well, it's true. What do you make of the whole second impeachment? What do you think?
I think it's kind of fruitless because he's going to be out of office anyways. I'm like, well, what's the point there besides like proving their point, I guess, although I do understand like why people want him impeached, but I'm just like, it's kind of a waste of effort because like he's leaving at the end of the month anyways. So it's like, what's even the deal with that?
So my question then would be, for the grounds of which they're impeaching him, these other politicians like Maxine Waters, who incited violence over the summer, you saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about them? How come they're still in office? How come they haven't been removed for inciting violence in the American public as well? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think, okay, I got to think about how to word this.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Josh?
Yo.
First of all, happy birthday.
First of all, thank you.
I'm in the middle of a live stream. Can I call you back when I'm done?
Sure. You don't want to feature me on the stream?
Well, here, so you're on speakerphone, so say hi to. This is my son, Josh. His 25th birthday is today.
And also Bella's birthday.
Also Bella's birthday. So, Josh, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
I hope you guys can hear that. So, all right, hold on. Say it again, Josh.
Hello, everybody.
There you go. So, yep, Josh is the oldest. And now, real quick, Josh, I was just thinking today, I'll call you back after this is over, but I was thinking today about the time when I tossed you over to Crick when you were 5, because we were going to go pick flowers for your mom. And then I jumped the Crick and I go, my God, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
unfortunately, it feels the same way for me, but that's okay.
Okay, good. All right. Well, listen, I love you, and I'll give you a call back after the stream's over with.
And everyone's saying happy birthday to you in chat.
And everybody's saying happy birthday, too, just so you know.
Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate that. I needed that.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So, yes, I'm sorry, guys. I had called Josh earlier today. I know he was working, and so he was returning the call. He doesn't know when I do my streams and stuff like that. But, yeah, he's 25 today. And I look at that and I just go, man, where did that time go? Anyways, yes.
What were you going to say?
So and I was going to say, and no, it was just, it's just amazing how fast time flies. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. So, but anyway, Heather, what were you saying now? I'm sorry.
So just to reiterate the question about other politicians, why weren't they pushed out of office for also inciting violence? I think it's because of how widely broadcasted the issue at the Capitol was. Oh, yes, you can talk.
And how one-sided?
Yeah, and I also think, I don't know, mainly my thing is timing. I think it was convenient at other times for people to incite violence. But I also don't know. I mean, I have not super well read on it. This is my own opinion.
Right.
Although I do think that we kind of need to, lots of changes need to be made in our government for it to be sustainable.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just not. And it probably never will be because money is the main incentive there.
Oh, yeah.
Objective.
So when are you going to become a politician and have your dad be your campaign manager?
Well, you would want
that'd be
to take
scary.
It in a very different direction.
Oh my God, yeah. No, I know. I would support you, but I probably would not get involved with that because I truly do hate politics, to be honest with you. But well, impeaching him does keep him from running again. Yes, that's true. Okay, but again,
I don't know if you guys can see.
Oh no! Well, they see her nose. Yeah, they see her a little bit.
What? Oh, she's just biting my arm.
That's what she does. And This is Caesar. That's Caesar. That's not Pandora.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the one. He's very jealous as well. So you see his nose. That's Caesar's nose. He's very quiet, but he's very jealous. Ed, if you remember correctly, Obama incited violence in Missouri with his press speech, yet nothing happened to him. You know what, JJ? Great point. Again, there is. Somebody asked, is Josh my adopted son or my real son? Josh is my stepson. I came into Josh's life when Josh was 5, married his mom, which is the kid's mother. So Josh is Heather and Eddie's half brother and sister. From 5 till 16, you know, his real father, very much in the picture, his real father, guy, good guy, fantastic guy, to be honest with you. He was a really good dad. And actually, him and I got along pretty good. He told me one time, he said, I could not ask for more in a stepfather as you have been to my son. And so for a father to say that to the stepfather, that's a lot. But I tell you what, I never treated Josh any different than Eddie and Heather ever. So I was in Josh's life. Well, I'm still in Josh's life, obviously, but on a daily basis involved from 5 till 16 when my ex and I went our separate ways. And so, hey, Mountain Kayaker, to all, do not go to rallies at any state capitals this weekend. It's a trap, false flag, Antifa disguised as patriots.
Okay, actually, someone asked a question and I do have a comment.
Okay, all right.
So one of your friends, one of the neighbors, he had made a post, and it was a 4chan post talking about how it was a Democrat being like, oh, if, you know, Trump wins, we're going to, like, burn everything down. And it was, like, obviously very fake. And everyone was like, this is so crazy that you can believe this. Like, this is going to happen. And I'm like, nothing's going to do that. I mean, a couple people might, but it's not going to be, like, everyone.
Right.
Because people are going to do that regardless. And also, somebody had asked a question about how I feel with social media shutting down Trump. I mean, again, it's a little too late if they wanted to actually do anything. Because now, again, the end of his presidency. Oh my God, presidency. He's not pregnant.
No, he's not pregnant.
Oh,
Last
goodness.
I checked, anyway.
Oh my God. I don't know. I mean, again, if they wanted to block what he was saying, they should have done it earlier. And it's fruitless. Again, people are gonna always find some way to hear what he has to say.
Well, it's a political witch hunt, in my opinion. You know, they've been after him the entire time.
And, like, I do agree that companies have the right to do that. But again, like, if they wanted to actually do anything like they say that they do, they wouldn't have done it at the very, like, butt end of his presidency.
And and that's a good point. Here's the other point with that, like Twitter and all these other ones banning the president. They're very selective of who they ban. A lot of these, you know, Twitter, you know, Instagram, all those type of things, they're very left-leaning companies, which, again, who cares? If you have a standard that is the same for everybody, great. Okay. It's just like if you go into a private business, and I always like to use myself as an example. So Heather and I went to Rochester, and there's an Italian place that we love to go. So we walk into the restaurant. Hey, Nest Prepper, being impeached won't take away his benefits, remove him from office, or keep him from another term. The Senate has to separately vote to kick him out, take his benefits, or ban him from office. Okay, well, thank you. I did not know that, so thank you for that information. And thank you for the donation as well. So what was I saying?
You're saying about, can I actually tell the story since I know it?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna go and do like a deli place. We're gonna get some food. We went in there. I was wearing a mask. He wasn't. They asked him to leave, so he did, and I just ordered the food by myself because it's a private business, and you're gonna respect that. If it's a family doing that and that's what they want, then go for it.
Right. So they said we won't wait on you if you don't wear a mask. So what I did, Heather knew what we wanted. I gave her the money, and I didn't make a big deal of it. I didn't make a scene. I just left. Again, private business. That's their rules for that private business. I respected that, but I still wasn't going to wear a mask. So I gave the money to Heather. I said, put our order in. I left. I went back out to the car. She got our order, and then she came out. Again, that is totally separate. But when you're talking about a platform as big as Twitter or Instagram or whatever all they've banned them on, okay, you have to look at it. Is it the same? They're doing the same for everybody, or are they picking out select individuals? And from what I have seen, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, from what I have seen, not just the president, A lot of conservative platforms are being wiped out, shut down because they don't like what they have to say. Am I wrong on that?
I don't think you're wrong, but I also do have a point that, again, like if they actually change anything, they want to wait until like the very end. I think it's definitely like kind of a way to make Democrats want to use Twitter more and be like, oh, see, like this is a good thing, like he's stopping Trump, but like in reality, like it's not going to stop him, and it's also doing nothing. It's just to prove a point. Like, oh, look, we're a good company. We're nice and blue. But it's like, no, they're always going to do stuff like that. If it makes sense, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to word this.
No, that's okay.
Because I definitely think that like they obviously did it on purpose just to prove a point.
Right.
They're not really doing anything because again, it's a little too late for anything.
Ed, why is Cuomo all of a sudden changing his story on opening the city? Businesses are literally gone for good in New York City. You're right. A lot of businesses are gone for good. Gone for good, not going to come back. There's so many all over the country that it is disheartening, to be honest with you. There's so many people that they're screwed. They're absolutely screwed. So going back to what was going on in an earlier comment, the suicide rate has gone skyrocketed through the roof. When people reach the end of the rope, and unfortunately, a lot of times they don't see any other options. And so they take the bridge or they, kill themselves in another way. It is really, really sad. And again, emotions are running high on both sides, on absolutely, and the sad thing is, and again, I'm going to give you my opinion. The sad thing is, I think that people aren't looking at the fact that we're all being played left or right in Washington, D.C. And I've said this many times, and I will continue to say it until I'm blue in the face. Two sides of the same coin. At the end of the day, those politicians in Washington are going to look out for their rich friends. They're going to look out for the special interest groups that got them elected, and they're going to look out for big business. I was having a conversation today, and I wanted to discuss this with you guys really quickly. And we narrowed it down to late 90s when there was a huge thing of this disparity of wages between CEOs of companies and the regular person working the 9-to-5 grind for the company. CEOs were making ridiculous money, and people had finally gotten to a point where they were like, this is ridiculous. This is not fair. It's not right. These people were making, unheard of money, huge bonuses, all kinds of incentives, stock options, all kinds of stuff, right? So there was a short period of time where people were, vilifying CEOs. Then all of a sudden, with the shift with the media and the way they changed it, the mindset of a lot of people now, and I want you to think about this, and this is part of the manipulation process. The mindset of a lot of people now is, well, they deserve to make that kind of money. They've worked hard. They deserve it. No, they don't.
Well, actually, I have a comment on that as well.
Okay, sure.
I will say that the younger generation, like my age, everyone like hates CEOs and stuff like that. We all agree that we need to be paid more for our work because, we're kind of, it's like, okay, so it's like, oh, if we lose one CEO, no one's going to notice. But if you lose all your workers, everyone's going to notice. And they should not be making as much, and everyone's beginning to agree that now for my age. Although I do think that older generations are like, oh, well, they earned it and they deserve it. But it's like also on slave labor. So in some cases.
It's ridiculous when you have somebody making, and the point I wanted to make is now these CEOs, CEO of my hospital, hold on a second, I want to read this. CCU nursing said, CEO of my hospital made millions, while I'm lucky to break 25K a year. So yeah, and so there's a great example of that. You got this person that realistically, what do they do realistically? Okay. They know somebody knew them, they get them in there, they become the CEO of these companies. And even if you are the crappiest CEO, and I'll give another great example of that. Kodak, Xerox. We had a string of CEOs in both of those companies that were garbage, okay? They didn't just walk them out and show them to the door. They were fired, okay? But what happened? Well, they got their severance package. They get this huge package of money at the end and all kinds of benefits and all these type of things.
Easy comments.
Oh, okay. Go Union, Heather. Yeah, well, all right. Thank you, Mac.
I actually do have another point. I think a good example, especially during COVID time, is my boyfriend that he he works at a gas station, hates the job, terrible, it's awful, especially during COVID. They have crazy hours with very little protection. And they were like, okay, you're gonna get $100 bonus at the end of the year. Well, after taxes, it was like $50. And he's like, I stayed at this job for $50 while like all the managers got like a ton of money and
Of
all
course.
their days off that they wanted, while all the frontline workers were, working, 10 hours a day at
Okay.
a gas station where,
All right.
know.
So Dawn says, I heard chatter today that the military is in control and basically martial law is coming. Anyone else hear anything about it? I'm definitely worried. You know what? I have not heard that. You know what? There's so much information being spread out there. I'm sure the people were hearing about the whole thing with Rome and all that, and you're hearing nothing about that. I've been hearing for 4 years how they were having all these indictments, right? They were going to indict all these people, and the swamp was going to get drained. Never happened. Okay, and I don't think it's going to happen. Sadly, I wish it would. I'll be honest with you. I wish they'd clean house on these people. What we need to do as the American public is say we need to have term limits on these politicians, especially in the Senate and the House. Hey, J-Medic, I'm sorry. Do you think our electrical grids are compromised? I realize that there are some conspiracy theories regarding it, and I wanted your take on it. Okay. My number one concern, other than what is going on with this supposed pandemic, I don't think that the pandemic is not real. And I want to touch base on that in a moment too. I really do want to talk about that as well in a moment. But our electrical grid is our Achilles heel in the United States. We are so dependent on the system. And I talked briefly about this. Hold on. Mountain Kayaker, George Washington thought political parties led to divisions, conflict, and divisiveness. And here we are. Yes, absolutely. You're 100%
It was in his
right.
farewell speech. He said, "Don't do parties." And what did people do?
Hey, Asif, my sister in D says there's lots of streets are closed off and businesses are closed due to
protests in the area.
The threats of protest. National Guard are everywhere in DC area. Yeah, I know a lot of the National Guard got called in, again, leading up to the inauguration. Oh, okay. Oh, imagine that. Turn that water off too, please. So anyway, again, there is, all right, so let me just hold on 1 second. Okay, so the electrical grid is very antiquated, number one. It is way outdated. We have a lot of issues with our power grid. We are very vulnerable with hacking. If people attack substations, again, if I was an enemy of the United States, I would absolutely go after the power grid. That's what I would do.
Okay, well, I'm going to go out of here.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for a little while. I appreciate it.
But everyone say happy birthday to Bella. She's 11.
Yeah, she's...
Even though she blends in very well.
Yes. Yep. So.
Okay, goodbye, everyone.
All right. So... But our power grid is our Achilles heel. If they go after our power grid, and when I say they, enemies of the United States, how about that? Because people will say to me, well, who are they? Enemies of the United States. If they go after our power grid, we are in deep, deep doo-doo, okay? Because that is our Achilles heel. If they can take our power out for any length of time, people will absolutely lose their minds. They'll go after each other. It'll be really, really bad. Really, really bad. Okay. Again, we're at 1937 in the chat, guys. We're at 844 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you please to do so to show support for the channel. Thank you ahead of time for doing that. I do appreciate it. Again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it's going to be for the channel. It pushes us up higher in the rankings. So thank you for that reason as well. Okay. Also, of course, the third reason is I like to see a large number of thumbs up, so I'm not going to lie. So I appreciate you doing it for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time. All right. So now I want to get back to, let's talk about the virus really quickly. So I'm in charge of the United States. We're gonna do a little scenario type of thing, okay? Cheryl Glenn, hey Ed, I want to buy a CB radio. I've never used one before. What type is the best? I want an alternative to communicate. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to ask people that have CB radios in the chat, would you answer her questions of what CB radios that she should get? I am not an expert on CB radios, so I really can't give you that advice. But in the chat, if somebody would help her out and share what they believe is a good way to have what CB to have. So somebody just put a Cobra. So there's an option for you. Okay. So, all right. So thank you very much for the donation, though. I do appreciate that. Hey, Kate, do you think it's time to leave the state and go south? No, probably not a good time to do that, to up and just move. If you have some place that you're thinking of going and you have some place to go to, it's a possibility that might not be a bad idea, but you need to be careful of where you're going, what you're looking at. If you're going in someplace blind, it's probably not a good idea. It's better to go down and scout an area out, figure out where you want to be, take a road trip. That's what I would do. I'm never going to just go, I'm going to go to this area and then just go there. I'm going to check out different areas and see what's going to be the best fit for me. That's what I would do. That would be my advice. So, but anyway, so if I'm in charge of this country, let's say, all right, and I got a problem. I got a huge problem. All right, we're gonna look at this from a different viewpoint. I have all these baby boomers, the huge amounts of baby boomers. I think it's 10,000 a day at this point retiring. All right. They've worked their entire lives and paid into the Social Security system. Now they're drawing from it. I don't want them to do that. I don't want them to draw from that Social Security system because I want that money for whatever pet projects that I have. Hold on one second. My cat wants to go out, guys. Hold on. All right. My job is never done. That's my full-time job as a professional doorman. Okay, so I don't want them to have that money. I want them gone. They are considered useless eaters because now they're not working anymore. They're not paying into the system. I don't want them here no more. So what do I do? How do I get rid of these people? Well, I make a virus manufactured in the lab. Let's put that lab in another country. Let's go with Wuhan, China. Let's do that. And I'm speculating here. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Oh my God, this virus escapes. Who does it attack the most? Who is the most vulnerable population? Oh my God, of course, it's the elderly, the compromised. So now they're dying in droves. But at the same time, I can also have the agenda of I'm going to control the population and I'm going to scare people into thinking this thing is so deadly and it's so awful that they're just going to comply and they're going to lay down like the sheep that they are and they're going to do as they're told. That's a scenario. Let's just talk about that for a scenario. And what are we doing in the meantime? We're getting rid of all these old people that are drawn on this system for years and years and years because we're living longer now. We don't care that they paid into that system forever and a day and they worked their whole lives and they deserve that money. Okay. The people that didn't pay it into the system, that didn't work their whole lives, they really shouldn't be getting that money. In my opinion, Social Security was designed to give people that worked their butts off, that paid into that system their whole life. I've been paying into Social Security since I was 14 years old. Okay. So, when it comes time to collect, if you will, I think I deserve it. And it's not, and here's the best part. They call it an entitlement. It's not an entitlement. It's something that I paid into my whole life. And now you're going to tell me it's an entitlement, that I should be grateful and thankful for your giving me back my own money that I put into that system forever and a day? Think about that, okay? And this way, and the vax could possibly cause sterilization for the kids and you. Absolutely. That goes into the whole population control thing, But again, if we can get rid of all those people that we can sit, this supreme group of people who think they're better than everybody else, if we can get them so that they get rid of these people that we consider useless. I want you to think about this. New York State used to have facilities for the mentally retarded. Okay, huge facilities. That's where we put them all. They all went there. Well, then they decommissioned all that and they put them in group homes out in the community because it was, we're we're making them part of the community, which is total BS and crap if you really look into it, okay? They take them out on outings, and these people have no idea what's going on. And I'm talking about the profoundly mentally retarded people, that people won't take care of their own kids at home, and they dump them in these facilities, right? So these people are out in the community, and the cost of that is astronomical to the state, unbelievably expensive, okay? So if all of a sudden we have something comes through, and they're a very compromised population, a lot of them are on all kinds of meds. They're very fragile medically. So if we have this virus comes through, and oh my goodness, boom, a whole bunch of them are gone, they look at that as a bonus. Why do you think? Let's think about this for a second. So we had this virus happening here, very, very deadly in New York State, right? Decimated our elderly population in New York State. So it was primarily happening downstate, New York City, Long Island, down in that area. So what did our esteemed Governor Cuomo do in New York State? He said, upstate, we're sending these people up to you out of these nursing homes. We know that they have the virus, and you cannot refuse to take them. So what happened? They shipped these people up here. They infected a whole bunch of people in the nursing homes up here, and more people died. You're going to tell me that was an accident, that he didn't have information ahead of time and didn't know, and then everybody's going to pat him on the back and tell him what a great job he did? He's a piece of garbage. He killed thousands of people, a lot of our elderly. And I'm going to tell you what, my mother's in that age group. She's a baby boomer. My mom is 77 years old. And now she's obviously at home and she's doing great, and she's she's doing okay. But if, say, heaven forbid, mom developed dementia and we had to put her in a nursing home, heaven forbid that happen, and because of this moron down there downstate saying, yeah, you're going to send all these sick people up here, and my mom got sick and died, I'd be furious. I would be furious. And I want you to think about this too. My sister is dealing with this right now, Margie, my other sister, Margie. Her mother is in an assisted living facility. Her mother has early onset dementia, so she has what they call sundowners. So when it gets to be nighttime, they get very confused. She's pretty good during the day. But here's the problem, and this is what's happening with a lot of our elderly right now, and it's not talked about. Nobody gives a crap, because if it doesn't affect them directly, they don't give a crap, okay? But being in that field and working with that population forever, I give a crap. You have all these old people that looked forward to activities. They look forward to having their family come in and visit and spend time with them, because that's all they have to look forward to, okay? Because they're basically sitting in that nursing home and they're waiting to die. Once they put them in that nursing home, there's one way that they get out, and that's on a body bag, okay? And I've seen it over and over and over again. They come in, they sit there, they give up, there's no hope, and they die. And that's happening all over because these people have nothing to live for. If you were in a situation where you're in this nursing home and you loved it when Bob came in and played the banjo every 2 weeks on Thursday. Well, now Bob can't come in and play the banjo anymore because of COVID. And so, nope, that's over. Sorry. That's all you had to look forward to, because maybe your family didn't come to visit you at all, okay? This is what we're dealing with our elderly population, and nobody cares. Now, let me rephrase that. They're not doing anything about it. People do care, but not enough people care to make enough noise, and it's sad. It is sad. And it's like these people can't wait. Let them, get rid of them. Useless, right? Terrible. It's a horrible mindset to have, but when they die off, they don't have to pay them their Social Security anymore. All right. I am right on the cusp, because baby boomers ended in 1964. 1965 started Generation X, the X generation. That's me. I'm that one. So I'm 1965. So I'm right there, close to being a baby boomer, but I'm a Generation X. I think it's X. So, but it's sad. It's sad to see. It's sad to see where our country's gone. And we still have, again, every day, that baby boom generation. And the reason they're the baby boom generation is because after World War II, a lot of people We're getting together, making those babies. I'm going to tell you what, think about this. Here we are, now it's 2021, all right? Think about all the people that had babies last year. Why'd they have babies last year? Because we had COVID, you were told to stay home. What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? So everybody's screwing, having babies. And now all of a sudden you watch and see 2020, there will be so many babies born that year. I wonder, I'm curious what the number would be. I'm really, really curious and moving into this year. So last year and then this year, we're going to have a huge explosion of new births because a lot of people were getting pregnant, because that's what they were doing. That's how they were killing time. All right, we're going to do real quickly. I'm going to ask for another thumbs up really quickly. We got almost 2,100 people in the chat. We're at 1,094 and a thumbs up. Hey, Judy Jackson. Today they pulled all the vaccines away from the clinic, going to hold on a second. Going at mega centers. Second shot okay. Others wait now. All about administration fee. Okay. Well, thank you for that information. I did not know that. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot more divorces now. A lot of violence, a lot more child abuse going on because people are all stuck home together. It's not a good situation. A lot of depression. A lot of young people are committing suicide because they cannot handle what is happening. They can't handle it. For something that is killing less than 0.3% of the population. Let that sink in. And the people that are most affected are the ones in the nursing homes. The nursery at my hospital has been crazy the last 2 months. Yep, Asif just said that. And obviously, guys, if anybody knows, Asif is a doctor. So there you go. There's a great example. Last 2 months, a lot of births. So there you are. So again, I'm going to ask for a thumbs up. If you would do that to show support for the channel, I would really appreciate that. And thank you ahead of time. Also, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. So I would ask for the thumbs up for that reason as well. And thank you. And thirdly, of course, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So I ask you for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Really quickly, I want to talk about the website, and then we're going to do the egg count after that. My website, preppernurse1.com, we have the Prepper Nurse 1 community there. We set that up for you guys to connect with like-minded people. So if you go to preppernurse1, the number 1.com, and you'll see Prepper Nurse 1 community. You click on that. You do have to register, but it is totally free. No credit card information is asked. It's a great resource for you guys to connect with like-minded people. I encourage you to take advantage of that. Secondly, on my website, we have the Four Fathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. If you click on their icon on my website, again, preppernurse1.com, you'll see Four Fathers. You click on that, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a purchase there, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, okay? If you do that, you'll save yourself 15% on the purchase. Dope Panic just said, just remember, kids today are being homeschooled by day drinkers. Yeah, well, yeah, think about that. That's a fun thing too. Yeah, good point. Very, very good point. Thank you for the donation as well. I appreciate that. The third thing I want to talk about on my website, we have the Legacy freeze-dried food. Again, preppernurse1.com. You click on store, it will drop down. You'll see Legacy Foods. You click on that, and it will take you to what we have available. Definitely take advantage of that. Freeze-dried foods are a great thing to have in your long-term food storage. So definitely take advantage of that as well. Okay. So, all right. Let us do the egg count. What do you guys think we ended up with today for the egg count? I'll give you guys a chance here to get your guesses in. All right, if you had the same guess, is East Tennessee Preparedness with 8 eggs, then you were 100% correct. We ended up with 8 eggs today. Yesterday we had 6 eggs, and the day before I had said we had 7, but we ended up getting 2 more later in the day, so we ended up with 9. So the last 3 days we've had 9 eggs, 6 eggs, and then today we've had 8 eggs. So been a little bit warmer. We've had some, highs in the low 40s. But yeah, good egg count. I'm not going to complain ever with getting 8 eggs out of 17 laying hens this time of year. I'll take it. So, but yeah, we've been doing really, really well on that. All right. So really quickly, guys, before we continue on, I do want to talk some more about some different things. I want to give some shout outs to some channels that I think are fantastic channels that you should definitely check out. Okay. Obviously, Wrangle Star, love his channel. Go check him out. Show him some support. Tell him Prepper Nurse One sent you. Boss of the Swamp, another great channel. Doug and Stacy, go check them out as well. Another good channel. Okay. Obviously, Marfugal News. I was going. My tongue was not working. Marfugal News. Definitely check out Adam. A lot of interesting information out there on the West Coast, and definitely check that out as well. Oh, I want to give a real quick one. I've known this guy. Him and I started our channels pretty much similar about the same time. Definitely check out St. Bernard Acres. He is retired now, and he's been working on his cabin. He's got a barn out there, and he's going to be working on a project in his barn. Something interesting to see. Definitely check that out. Okay. Alaskan Prepper would be another one that I would have you guys check out. Angry Prepper, absolutely. Love his channel as well down there in New York City, being a firefighter too. Really good guy, very, very smart. Definitely check them out as well. There's a lot of great channels out there, guys. A lot of great channels. And I'm probably going to leave people off, and I apologize. There is too many to name. You know what I'm going to do? There's a couple of channels that I've been watching, and right off the top of my head, their names of their channel. Well, Sean James, obviously, My Self-Reliance, another fantastic channel. He's starting a new chapter in his journey, which I think is going to be really interesting to watch. Bear Independent, another one. So, there's a lot of great channels out there. So I'm not going to keep reading more off, but I just want to say, diversify your information, look at different things, check out different people, see what they have to say. It really makes a difference, in my opinion, if we keep an open mind and we look at a lot of information and a lot of sources. So when people put stuff out here, so I want to get back into this really quickly. But there's a couple of channels that I'm going to do that I've been watching a lot more of, and I think they're kind of fun, very family-friendly oriented channels, and they're doing some really cool stuff. And God, if I had let me look at something real quick and see if I can't see something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get. What I'm gonna do, guys, is I am going to I'm gonna write them down, and in my next stream on Friday, I'm gonna give you a couple of these channels that I think it would be fun to watch. And they're younger people. They're starting their journeys, and I think it's really, really neat to see. I wish. Look, hindsight's always 20/20, right? I wish my eyes had been open when I was in my 20s. Man, my life could have been so much different. I could have had my stuff so squared away. But again, we have to go through that journey. We have to travel, from point A to point B until we get there, and then realize and wake up and go, oh my God, we all have our defining moment. We all have that moment. Have I watched Homestead Corners? I have not seen that one. Oh, of course, yes. Happy Prepper. We got to talk about him too, of course. Nice young man, another young person doing his, starting his journey, and really he's trying to help people. And I think that that's good. Now, obviously, older people are probably going to not watch Happy Prepper. Not a lot of older people will. Some will, but a lot of them won't, because they're going to have a hard time taking advice from a 13-year-old. And I get it. Okay, I get it. But again, any information that you can take in, I think that that's important. I like the attitude of the young man. I think he's a great kid, and I think he's doing really, really well. And I think that that's a good thing. Okay, so, but yeah, like Sean James, one of my favorite channels, Boss of the Swamp, same thing. Love both of those guys. And guess what? They get on there and they're doing things that it's really cool. They have skills that I don't have. They absolutely do. And I think that it's really, really cool. So, but, there is a lot of great channels out there. So definitely broaden your mind, check out different things. Definitely do that. I think it's really, really cool to do. And, but anyway, so we're going to talk prepping a little bit here, guys. Again, I wish that I had had my eyes open a lot earlier than I did. Freddie left you. I know 2 seniors that died in New York nursing homes from loneliness. Family couldn't see them all summer. They were let in to see the last 2 dying breaths. See, that's sad. That is sad. And it's unfortunate. And that's another thing that has happened because of this situation. And it's horrible. And these people are suffering because they don't get it. They just want to see their family. They just want to do what they've been doing. And it's very, very sad, in my opinion, so, but again, I wish my eyes had been open much younger than when I did. Like I said, my defining moment, 2005, Hurricane Katrina. That was my defining moment. So 15 years ago, I woke up and I was like, holy crap, saw what was happening, realized that, something's got to be done. We got to change some things. And so, that has been my mission ever since then. So, I've been prepping for 15 years, started out doing it in suburbia and doing it that way. And, then obviously now I live on my homestead bug out location full time. I will strongly, strongly encourage all of you. And we're going to go into this a little bit because I don't think I've gone into this part of it a lot. Why should you live at your bug out location full time if you can? Okay, let's talk about that for a second. And I'm going to use myself as an example. When I had my place in Greece, New York, where I lived in suburbia, neighbors right on this side, neighbors here, neighbors across the street, neighbors right behind me. You had neighbors all over the place, right? Had a lot of preps at my property there. I had my bug out location, which was here. All right. I had another one before this, but I had to sell that in a divorce. But then I picked up this one. So I had this bug out location, which I was prepping and I was starting to get things ready here. I had a certain number of supplies here. Okay. But I didn't have a ton. If there had been that emergency SHTF event, worst case scenario happened at that point, I would have gotten one carload, okay, to be able to get up to this location. And that's what I would have had. I would have had whatever I had here and that one carload of stuff. All right. If you are living at your bug out location full time, all of your things are already there, plus you. Here's another good reason to live at your bug out location full time. All right. If you are living at your bug out location full time, let's say you have a bug out location, you got that puppy stocked. You're locked and loaded. You're ready to go. You're ready. You got 5 years of food up there. You got all kinds of supplies. You got generators, solar panels, a well, all that is there. You're ready to rock and roll. SHTF happens. You go, fantastic. We're heading to the bug out location. You get to your bug out location. Guess what? Somebody else is already there. Somebody knows that you have that there. They know what you have and they've moved in. Because it's SHTF and the rules don't apply anymore, what do you do then? Now you're super screwed because somebody has squatted on your place that you were going to have as your bug out location. Scary. That's scary. But if you're living there full time, the locals know who you are. You get comfortable with that. They know who you are. They're not going to screw with you. They're not going to mess with your stuff. Hey, Freddie left for you. Vax rollout in Auburn, New York nursing home. Third week of December. Now they have over 28 deaths. Local newspapers compare running a cover of the death comms in Auburn. You know what? I did see that. That they had rolled out this vaccine. And then right after that, they had a whole bunch of deaths. And on top of that, they have like a tremendous amount of the residents now have COVID in that nursing home. Isn't that amazing? They got the vaccine. To protect them. And boom, they didn't have COVID in there beforehand, but now they do. 28 deaths. And I think it was like 190 residents were infected, if I'm not mistaken. If you could put the number of residents that were infected as well, I would appreciate that because I don't remember exactly what that was. And I don't want to say the wrong number, but I think it was in that range. It was like 190 had that. Besides the 28 that were dead. So 194. Okay, so there you go. You have 194 sick plus 28 dead. This is with a nursing home that didn't have the virus ahead of time. Very convenient. Oh my goodness, too bad. Oh, well, that happens. That's 28 more people now they don't have to pay for. And how many more are going to die? You know what I mean? It's terrible. Terrible situation. Like I said, me personally, you guys can do whatever you want to do. Okay. You can do whatever you want to do. If you want to get the vaccination, you want to line up for something that hasn't been truly tested the way it should have been, knock yourselves out. I will not be getting it. Period. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. All right. Be smart. Be smart. Do your research. Look into it. That's what I would encourage more than anything else, guys. Do your research, find the information, and do it that way. Okay. Any death, one death from that is a terrible thing. And it's like, so here's my question that I have for people. Okay. And this, I find this interesting. You look at all these people that are complying, all these people wearing the mask, thinking that this placebo is protecting them when it's really not. Okay. Unless you are sick, it's kind of protecting other people if you're sick. Now, if you're sick, number one, you shouldn't be out in public, number one, anyway. You should be staying home if you're sick. That's just my opinion. When I'm sick, I stay home. When I'm not sick, why do I need to wear this crap? Again, we're not going to get into all that. But anyway, if this is so great, this mask is so great and it's helping, why supposedly are we having record numbers of people getting the virus, getting sick? Look at California, right? They've mandated everybody's got to wear this mask. You have to do it, blah, blah, blah. They're shutting things down. They're not allowing this. They're not allowing that. And they still are having record numbers of sickness. So isn't that amazing how that works? Amazing. Now, remember, now I want you guys to remember, this is the rule. If you are right-leaning and you get together in a large crowd, you are a super spreader. You're in an event that is a super spreader event. A lot of people are going to get sick. It's terrible. But if you are left-leaning and you go out and protest and loot and burn and stuff like that, that's perfectly acceptable. It is okay. You don't have to worry about it. You're just venting your frustrations, and it's okay. Nobody's going to get the virus that way. Remember that, because that's the spin that we're being told. Just so you know, we are being manipulated beyond belief, in my opinion. Okay, and it's not stopping, and people just keep getting sucked into it. We are lied to constantly. The propaganda is unbelievable with what is going on. Again, I would encourage you, question everything. Do your own research. Pay attention. Okay. You know, it's scary. It's scary what's happening, and people are buying it hook, line, and sinker. They're jumping on board. There's a couple nurses, like I said, that I know. They've posted, look at, oh yeah, see, I got my first. They got their little card to show I got my first vaccination. You couldn't give it to me for free. Wouldn't take it. Wouldn't take it. At work, we got into a vax. It's not approved and not guaranteed by the FDA. Yeah, exactly. So again, and the best part is, and here's the thing that kills me more than anything else. This is what kills me more than anything else. You are getting something, and I want you to think about this. You're getting, hoping that it's going to prevent you getting this infection, right? That's why you're getting this vaccination. But they have come out and said, if you get the vaccination, it's no guarantee that you won't get the virus anyway. Does that make any kind of sense? And when you get the vaccination, you still have to wear your mask. You still have to social distance. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it then? Because they tell you that you should? That we need to have a certain percentage of the people do it to get herd immunity because a little runty rat Fauci said so? No thanks. Nope. And then, I mean, and how stupid, realistically, how stupid do they think people are when these politicians like Nancy Pelosi watch the video? I think she was the one that the cap was still on the syringe when supposedly she was getting her COVID shot. The cap was still on the syringe. Now, it don't take rocket science to figure out if you don't take the cap off of the syringe, you're not getting the shot. But that's the nonsense. Or they pushed, there was no needle. There was no needle on different videos. Watch the videos. Watch them. Okay. Don't take my word for it. I want you to do your research. No needle on the syringe, and supposedly this guy's getting this shot, or they didn't push the plunger down. It's ridiculous. How stupid do they think we are? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of stupid people out there, a lot, that are just going to follow along, do as they're told, not make any waves. Oh, I don't want to cause any problems. I'm going to do as I'm told. But we need to be the people that are looking at this situation and saying, wait a minute, this doesn't add up. Something's not right here. Okay. And if you have a question about something, then you should not do it. And again, individual choice. If you are happily getting your vaccination, knock yourself out. Have a good time with it. I'm not, you can do whatever you want to do. But until something has been truly tested and proven to be safe, which none of it is, and let's not forget the best part of all, there's no liability on the companies. They could be putting rat poison in your arm. You're lining up. Oh, yeah, I'll take my rat poison. Oh, rat poison is what stops the virus. Please, yes, shoot me right up. That's what basically is happening. And there's no liability. You can't sue the company if something goes wrong with you getting this shot. You can't sue them. So tell me why you're doing it then. So I'm just saying, be smart, pay attention, watch what's going on. It's easy. I really want to encourage people to, this is a time that we need to be calm. Okay. We need to realize that this deception and this manipulation and all this information out here about this is what's going to happen and this is what's going to happen and there's going to be this and there's going to be that. I hate to say this, but I truly believe that, this last 7 days of the presidency, it's going to ride out. Biden will be sworn in, and that's the end of the story. Okay. Hopefully we can stop, hearing about the president forever and a day, but probably not. They're going to vilify him forever, and that's not going to stop. And, it's just, we're headed to disaster. Disaster. Is it because Biden's coming into office? Nope. That's not why we're headed for disaster. Hey, Freddie left you. Downtown Syracuse is toast. Bars, restaurants all closed. Music stores closed. Parking lots empty. Drove through there tonight. Dinosaur BBQ, no customers. Wow, and that's sad. That's sad. And people aren't going. They're not doing it. And you know what? That doesn't help. Why I say we're headed for disaster, guys. Business. Small businesses have been absolutely destroyed and devastated. People have gone out of business. They're not coming back into business. If they lifted the veil tomorrow and said, all magically COVID is gone and now we can go on with our lives, right? These businesses are gone. There's no more money to put into those businesses. They're not coming back. But let's remember this: Walmart, Costco, Wegmans, Kroger, any grocery store, the bigger grocery store chains, but like Walmart, Costco, Lowe's, Home Depot, right? Maynard's, record sales. Let's think about when we got our first check from the government last year. Everybody got their $1,200, right? Your family, you got your $2,400, and then if you had kids, you got more money for having kids under the age of 17. All right. You got all this money. Where did you have to spend it at? You could spend it at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, right? Or the grocery store. There you go. So they made a pant load of money. Record sales. Look it up. If you think I'm BSing you, look it up. Again, it's a manipulation. Mom and pop businesses are done. They're done. And they did it on purpose, in my opinion. They did it to destroy small businesses. And it's sad. Amazon record sales. Again, there was another one. I'm sorry, I forgot about Amazon. But think about it. Sad, very, very sad. So, the black cat. Her name is Bella. That is Max is the orange cat. We'll do it real quick. Max is the orange cat. Bella is the black cat. We have Molly is a little white fluffy cat. We have Buddy, who is the bigger cat. You guys see him outside quite a bit. All right. And then we have, oh my God, I'm going blank here all of a sudden. We have Gelko and Abel, which are Molly's two sons. She gave birth to them. So they're here. We got Gelko and Abel. And then we have, who am I missing? Gelko, Abel, Molly, Max, Buddy. Oh, we got Lucy. Lucy's the one with the 7 toes. You know, Bella, and then so is that wait. I'm sorry, guys. Real quick. So we got Bella is the black cat. Lucy has 7 toes. Buddy is a big cat, okay, with the one white leg. That's Buddy. Then we have, I forgot Socks. Oh my God, how did I forget Socks? So then we have Socks, and then we have Max, Molly, and the 2 boys, Abel and Gelko. Hey, Jay Medic. Should we pull out and have some cash on hand over the next few weeks? Also, how much gas should we have in our prep, and how often should we rotate them? Great questions, and I got the answers for all of that. Have as much gas as you possibly can have on hand. Go get those 5-gallon gas cans, get them. You rotate it every 6 months. I rotate my gas every year. I do it in October, and then I do it in April. Every single year, I rotate my gas out. So I will sit on it for 6 months. Now, they have stabilizer, Stabilize, they call it, that you can put in that gasoline that will make it last for 2 years. I have Stabilize on hand, but I sit on that because SHTF happens. Then I put the Stabilize into whatever gas that I have at that point, which is going to make that gas last longer, okay? In the meantime, if I rotate that gas out every 6 months, that's the way that I do it. That gas is going to be fine. I've been doing that for years, and I use it in my car, the lawnmower. I use it for the generator, whatever I need to use it for at that time, okay? Definitely have cash on hand. Now, if you're going to have cash on hand, what I have suggested, I talked about this before, have a certain amount of singles, 50 singles. Let's just go with that number, 50 bucks worth of singles. Have at least $50 worth of 5s, have $100 worth of 10s, okay? So there's 200 bucks. Then obviously you're going to want to have some 20s, and if you can afford to do it, have some large bills as well. Make sure you have enough of that. Make sure you have, and this is important, junk silver, dimes, quarters, 50-cent pieces, silver dollars. The more of them that you can get and have on hand, and you shouldn't have, don't put all your money into that, but you should have a certain amount of that on hand, because that is going to retain value even if the dollar crashes. If the dollar crashes, that paper dollar bill or whatever you have is going to be worthless. You can't even wipe your butt with it. Well, you could, but that would about all it'd be good for, okay? So if they ever crash the dollar, that is the way that they will do it. Also, again, silver will retain value, but early in an event, if we have a major event, cash will still be king in the short term. So that's why you want to have cash on hand, because if the system goes down and they crash the power grid and stuff like that, you're going to have issues, right? There's going to be major issues. So having cash, you can walk in and grab stuff and go, I got cash. It's 180 bucks or estimated however much it is. Boom, you give them that money and out the door you go. What do you stabilize your stabilizer with? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I like that, Mac. That's great. Thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. Again, guys, all cap locks for questions, because it kind of stands out for me as well. Yeah, have small bills because they won't be able to make change. That was the other point. That's exactly why you have the different denomination of bills. I'll tell you, and I've talked about this, and I'll tell you what I have $200 worth of singles. I have $200 worth of $5 bills, and I have $200 worth of 10s. That's what I have on hand, set aside for that type of an emergency. Then I have other money as well, but again, I keep that on hand because if you go someplace and you need to grab whatever you need to grab, having the small bills, because again, they may not be able to make change, and at that point, you're not going to care. So you go, okay, it's estimated this costs 37 bucks. You give them 37 bucks and out the door you go. And you say, keep the change. That's how it's going to be. What is my favorite kind of music? Oh my God. I have all kinds of music that I listen to be honest with you. I'm really diverse with my music. And the only thing that I don't like, and I'll be honest, is hardcore gangster rap. Like the rap that like MC Hammer did back in the day. I like that. I thought that was good. Some of the other stuff that they had back then, I liked it too. But like when they came out with all the rap where they were degrading women and all that other nonsense, I didn't like that. That's that to me wasn't music. So, but no, but I listened to a little bit of everything. I grew up. I was a headbanger, heavy metal guy. Ozzy, Judas Priest, Metallica, Quiet Riot, all those bands, Scorpions, all those. I mean, that's what I grew up on in the 80s. Love that. Also like country music. Okay. Kenny Rogers. I loved Kenny Rogers. I also liked punk back in the day. Like with Devo was an example. Okay. I like Devo and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different stuff. Classical piano music, believe it or not, I really enjoy classical piano music. I think it's beautiful to listen to. I also love jazz. Jazz is fantastic. It's a lot of fun. To sit in a club and listen to a good jazz band, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, you know, it's you got to be diverse in music. You should have an open mind. I would hope, but you know, yeah, like 80s music. I love 80s, 70s, 80s, 60s music. I love all that. I thought that was great music back then. A lot of the stuff they have now is crap, you know. But now there's some of the stuff that I liked. Like I like Linkin Park. I thought Linkin Park was awesome. You know, there was a lot of really good singers, some good bands. But, you know, unfortunately, a lot of the stuff, like I said, now is garbage. It's unfortunate, but it is. So here in Canada, I have $200 in loonies and $125 in toonies. That's good. That's real good. And that's smart, and you should. Again, being able to have that diversity like that is a really good thing. All right, so we're going to do this really quickly. We are Legion because the time is running out here. Time goes by so fast. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We are all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? What part of the country or world are you guys at tonight? How old am I? Just saying. I am 55. So I am 55 years old. So we got Virginia, Buffalo, Oregon, Indiana, let's see, North Carolina, Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia, Central Wisconsin, Ontario, Canada, BC, Canada, Raleigh, North Carolina. We have New Zealand, Australia, Tennessee, Ulster Park, New York, Arkansas, New Mexico, Montreal, Canada, Cleveland, Ohio, Wyoming, Minnesota, Arizona, Jersey, Florida. We have Indiana, Tennessee again, Iowa, Maryland, Florida, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Beautiful down there. I've been there. Albion, New York, Troy, North Carolina. We have Georgia, Chicago, Motherwell, Canandaigua, New York. Very nice. Hey, Robert Howell, hold on one second here. Let me go back to that so I can see what he said. In a great movie is a place in Seattle, an OCT near Pike's Place. 5 people in a city bus started fluid spray in chainsaw before putting mixed. I don't know what you mean by that. No idea what you're talking about. But thank you. Nashville, Tennessee, Texas, West Virginia, Middletown, Pennsylvania, Flint, Michigan, Nowhere, Oklahoma. Let's see. Disneyland in California, Columbus, Ohio, Newton, North Carolina, Buffalo, New York, Central Mexico, the UK. We have Eastern Long Island, Mississippi, Aurora, Colorado, Tucson, Arizona. Let's see. Orange County, New York, Florida, Central East Coast, Central Pennsylvania, Eastern Long Island, South Carolina, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Guyana, East Rochester, Las Vegas, Ecuador, very cool. Excuse me, West Virginia, Beech Grove, Indiana, New Jersey, Honolulu, Hawaii, very nice. Something. Hold on a second. I saw something that I hadn't seen before. Let's see. Where was that? British Columbia in Canada. Very cool. San Francisco Bay Area, Beech Grove, Indiana, Montana, Bristol, Pennsylvania, Dansville, New York. Let's see. Watts, California, Anderson, South Carolina, Canandaigua, New York again. Let's see. We have Oklahoma. Oh, AC/DC. Yes, love AC/DC too, by the way. Macon, Georgia, Alpine, New York, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Let's see. Louisiana, Pittsburgh, PA, Arkansas. So again, guys, we're all over the world, all over the country. We are a huge network of people, a huge family, realistically. And I think that that's important that people realize what a huge family we really are and what an impact that we can have with each other, supporting each other and doing, you know, and oh, we got Finland. I didn't see that before. So So anyway, I'm going to ask one last time before we sign off here. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. Let's see if we can get it up to 1,500 here before we sign off. Again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. So I would thank you for that reason as well. And of course, I love to see a lot of thumbs up. So that's another reason why I like to see them. So thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. So we just blew through 1,500, which is pretty cool. Again, I want to thank my moderators who continue to come in here show after show, do a great job. Ladies and gentlemen that do that, I appreciate you. You keep the chat clean, and that really is important. To me, it is. I really like it, the fact that we keep it family friendly on here, and I think that that's awesome. And I appreciate you keeping an eye on the chat to do that. Also, especially when we get larger crowds. We had 2,100 people in here tonight. There's no way I could do it. I can't even get to all the comments, which is, unfortunate. I wish I could. Oh, I do want to do a reminder really quickly, and somebody reminded me actually about this the other day. When we hit 100,000 subscribers on the channel, we're at 91,000 right now. 91,000 subscribers right now. When we hit 100,000 subscribers, I will be getting STD tattooed on my body. Okay, I'm not sure where I'm going to do it yet, but I will have STD tattooed on my body to stand for Step Thing and Day. Okay, so I'm definitely going to do that, and so I may even videotape that because I think it would be pretty cool. Again, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you all for the support. I do appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. I love the interaction. I love the comments. So thank you very much for that as well. I do appreciate it. Okay. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can reach that conclusion and work together, we can go so much farther as a country and as a world, working together to help people. Okay. So anyway, also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. All right. I think that is hugely, hugely important. Also remember STD, right? Step, Thing, and Day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. If you stay positive and stay away from the negativity, you're going to be just fine. And that's important to remember. Just keep striving, working towards your goals, not your wishes. Wishes don't happen. Wish in one hand, crap in the other. Let's see which one fills up first, right? Really important, very simple, kind of graphic, but it's true. Hey, Asif, no need for a cure, STD. That's right. That's right. So anyway, guys, we blew through 1,500. We're 25 away from 1,600. Let's see if we can get that real quick. If we can get up to 1,600 thumbs up, then we'll call it a night really quickly because we're right there. So if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, again, would you do that? Let's see if we can get that up there. Got it just for fun. Let's see if we can hit 1,600. Again, thank you all for being here, guys. You guys are fantastic. You're why I do what I do. I'm on here because of you guys. So I appreciate you. And I want you to remember me too, guys. You guys motivate me. You have no idea how much you motivate me. And I want to thank you for that as well. All right. I do appreciate it. I see we hit 1,600. That is awesome. So guys, I will see you all later. Have a great night. Thank you again. And I hope everybody does wonderful, and just be safe, be smart, and you guys are going to be okay. All right. I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.